Okay, so to complete the square here, we're going to follow the same process for most of these problems, which will first involve, this is the number that's messing me up, right? That's not a perfect square. I can't factor it because of that 77. So I'm going to move him over, and algebraically to move it over, I got to add 77 to both sides. Okay, plus 77, I get this. I always leave a little space here because I'm going to add a number to complete the square. So I take half of 4, which is 2, and then I square it. So the number that completes the square is, it's always the coefficient of x. You divide it by 2, and then you square it. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Square completed. Alright, so let's see. First, use the complete square process to write the equation in this form. Okay, so I'm not quite there yet. So now I can always factor this. If I've done my work correctly, this will be a perfect square trinomial. And it factors like this, x plus 2 quantity squared. Add those, I get 81. That's what they're looking for here. So we would type that in our computer. Okay, so we're on our way. Now, in order to solve this, we solve by taking square roots. So I take the square root of both sides. I have to consider the plus and the minus. And then once I do that, the square root of something squared is just that something. Or in other words, this cancels with this. And the square root of 81 is 9. In this case, it's a perfect square, so that works out nicely for us. Plus or minus 9. Okay, so if this were like, let's say this were a 7, or I'm sorry, let's say this number was a 7, and I just have the square root of 7. I couldn't do anything with that. The root would still show up in my answer. You've probably seen some of those. In this case, it doesn't, so I can have a nice answer, x equals, and then what do I do with that? Well, one of them is negative 2 plus 9, right? I get the plus and the minus. The other one's negative 2 minus 9. So I get an answer of 7 and an answer of negative 11. So in my open math, solve your equation, list of numbers, separate with a comma where necessary, I would go negative 11, comma 7.